lot of people like to have water conditioning and water treatment because the water here is just so nasty. The trick
That's
is
one man's opinion.
That's a lot of
I
man's
grew up
opinion.
here drinking out of the hose. All right? But I get your point.
Actually, that explains a lot, John.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
If I'm not going to call Harvey and sell my house, and I want to make some improvements, let's talk about various. First, let's talk about air conditioners, because we're getting into the hot season. Let's talk about that.
I've had clients say to me, you know what, this house is 10 years old. It's the original air conditioner. That's a negative factor for me. Is that nonsense? Like, what's the story there?
Not if it's 10 years old, it's nonsense. I mean, it is nonsense.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong usually with a 10-year-old air conditioner.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, we're in the point now that a 10-year-old air conditioner probably has that newer kind of Freon in that we like to see.
Okay, well, what age should I be concerned?
20,
20.
25, 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah, but those 20-year-old ones, those have that old Freon, that old R22 Freon that's being phased out.
Right.
So those ones are the ones you have to look at upgrading.
Let's talk now about water treatment. I buy a house. Is there a specific recommendation you think? There's so many different types of water treatment you can get out there. There's reverse osmosis, there's water softeners, there's whole house systems. Is there, what should I be thinking about when I'm buying a home here in Southern Nevada?
A lot of people like to have water conditioning and water treatment because the water here is just so nasty. I like some kind of whole house system. So that could be a filter, that could be a conditioner, that could be a softener. And then you couple that with, let's say, a reverse osmosis system or something for your drinking water. Everybody says reverse osmosis systems, but those have issues too. Reverse osmosis system, it takes about 3 times as much water to filter the water than it does. So for every gallon of filtered water, it uses something like 3 gallons of water that it throws away.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So there's some issues with those too. So in some cases, filters are actually better than ROs. Advantage of conditioners is you don't have to put the salt in it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to maintenance
because they use up a lot of water too.
Well, they do.
They waste water as well.
They do.
I hear them recycle every night.
The downside of conditioners is that they're much more expensive to buy.
Yeah.
And they're not as effective as a softener.
If I've got a home and it's maybe 25, 30 years old, do I need to replace my windows?
So if you have a house from, let's say, the 1950s and you have single pane windows, then you know what, you probably need to upgrade. That's probably what you need to do. The newest windows are double pane. They're sealed with some sort of inert gas, usually argon, and they have a low E treatment on them, which is a reflective quality to the window that reflects heat to the outside. But if you have, let's say the question, if you have 20-year-old windows, what do you need to do? Probably not replace all your windows, which is what you're going to see advertised. What you can do is you can replace the glass in your windows. So you can keep your frames. Let's say you have good solid metal frame windows. You can keep the window frames in place and not do anything destructive. And you can replace the pieces of glass that's in the windows. Much less expensive than completely new windows and accomplishes the same thing. You would get a brand new sealed insulated window.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. If you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, just call me off air or text me at 702-203-1165. You can also check us out on the web at lvrealestateradio.com or on our handle on social media at LV Real Estate Radio. We'll meet you on the radio next Saturday.